So again, I want to update the nation on where we are and assure you once again that restoration is moving steadily forward. Digicel has restored 46% of its mobile sites, with 86% of fixed networks and 75% of business connections now back online. Service was restored in Santa Cruz, Falmouth, Spurtree, Bevan, and Rose Hall within the past 24 hours. I don't need to tell you how huge that is in terms of getting connectivity in those areas. Over the next 2 days, the focus will be on restoring service from Falmouth to Montego Bay, then Montego Bay to Negril. Work is also ongoing in Portmore, Spanish Town, and St. Thomas. Approximately 64% of Flow's fixed sites are now operational, with 40% of customers reconnected, mainly in the urban areas where the power has been restored. Work continues to bring service back in to more affected western and southern parishes. For mobile network, 37% of our sites are up, reaching about 78% of mobile customers. Repairs are focused on the hardest hit parishes, including St. Anne, Hanover, and St. Elizabeth, where several towers were damaged. Neptune Communications, working with Marlink USA, is replacing and relocating damaged satellite units to restore connectivity where it is available. Additional satellite kits are arriving this week to expand coverage. Over the past 48 hours, additional Starlink kits were allocated to organizations providing essential assistance to Jamaica impacted by Melissa. The refinery sustained no major damage, as we know. It has adjusted its opening hours to 6 p.m. to allow refueling of tankers, trucks for distribution to Western Jamaica. And since Thursday, October 30th, over 400 tanker trucks have been loaded destined for all parts of Jamaica, including the hardest hit parishes. And as the roads are clear by the National Works Agency, the tanker drivers will transport the much needed resource. So there is no need to panic buy or store excess fuel. We have adequate fuel. Another one that is important is aviation fuel, because we have a lot of assets that are going to be traversing the skies, and we have more coming. So we have between 75 and 80% capacity across our international airports, and we are coordinating with our international partners such as Grey Bull Rescue and the Fuel Relief Fund to support distribution of energy fuel for humanitarian efforts. Rubis has a total of 41 open service stations across the island, which is 82% of their network. 7 stations remain closed. 2 have a status to be confirmed, but due to communication challenges, so they also have put in extra staff and resources to reopen remaining stations and carry out maintenance in St. James. The Westgate service station is now open 24 hours a day to meet the demands. I had a meeting with them last week, and we have set up a system with the police and the National Works Agency to give them the coverage that they need to get through the traffic, and also to make sure that they are safe. Johnson's petroleum networks remain stable and functional. No major infrastructure damage, and they also have stations and deliver fuel around the island. JUTC, 175 buses in service across Kingston Metropolitan and Portmore, and several more are being prepared for rural routes as the roadways open. JUTC has played a vital role in relief efforts, as we know, and they continue to work with the health workers, security forces, and emergency personnel. I will also indicate that we have taken a decision today to suspend the introduction of the rural school bus fares that were supposed to be implemented on November 1st at $50 per trip to the end of November in the first instance, as everybody has been affected by the storm, hurricane, in one way, shape, or form. Norman Manley International Airport as we know, reopened less than 48 hours after the storm and continue to bring in significant relief flights and commercial flights. We had a record on Saturday, which is outdid ordinary times, where we had 77 flights in one day. 30 of those were relief and 47 were commercial flights. So that is very, very good news. Montego Bay Airport opened back for commercial traffic on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and had opened from Thursday for relief flights. The relief flights are coming in fast and furious, and there is no shortage of supplies in terms of getting supplies into Jamaica for distribution for humanitarian efforts in the relief. So I want to make that very clear. We are streamlining the processes. Prime Minister will speak tomorrow in Parliament. We are streamlining the processes to simplify them, to make sure that international donors and local donors and charities can get through quickly through the required processes at all levels to be able to distribute the well-needed relief items. The toll authority, the tolls were reimposed. The letter I signed this morning, so I suspect they will probably have been imposed already. And we wait to hear from the concessionaires as to what they will do for the people of Jamaica in terms of allowing them to traverse the east-west and north-south highway at hopefully significantly reduced fares, at least in the early stages. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again assure you that tomorrow, unfortunately, will be 1 week since the hurricane hit. Seems like 10 years, but the reality is tomorrow will be 1 week, which will be 6 days if you take out the day of the hurricane. And I want people to understand and reflect on that. And when you see what we are trying to do, despite the fact that we are having challenges, obviously, because nobody can prepare properly for a Category 5 hurricane at winds of in excess of 185 miles an hour in some areas. I want to say that we are committed, recommitted, to continue to improve on the systems that we are improving. We are taking good advice from our international charities in terms of how we can streamline and make it more seamless for not only the receipt but the distribution of hurricane relief items. And I want to say that, again, I ask for patience. I ask for the depoliticization of this process, because we need all Jamaica to be a part if we are going to be successful.